Hi, with this new video about trigonometry for grade 9. This is Mr. Tariq Salman, a math teacher at Zahia Kaddoura High School. First, we have a right triangle. All time here in grade 9, when we talk about trigonometry, we have to get a right triangle. Okay, suppose here I have the sides 7, 3, 7.62. Okay, and I take the angle C here. The side opposite to the right angle is the hypotenuse all time. The side, this one opposite to this angle, is called the opposite side of the angle C. This side is the adjacent side of the angle C. Is the second side formed the angle other than the hypotenuse. Okay, if we take the angle A, this one will be the opposite side and AB will be the adjacent side. Okay, sine, we call sine of angle C. Sine of the angle C is the first linear trigonometric function to use it in this year in grade 9. Sine C is equal to opposite sides over the adjacent sides, so is equal to 3 over 7 in our case. AB over AC is equal to 3 over 7.62. Okay, opposite over hypotenuse. And now cosine alpha, cosine C is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse is equal to BC in this triangle over AC is equal to 7 over 7.62. The last one, tangent C, is equal to opposite over adjacent. So in our triangle here is AB over BC is equal to 3 over 7. Okay, usually to memorize that we can write soh kah towa. So that means sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is equal adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay, now if we change the value of the angle, you can see that the triangle will but usually the triangle must be right, all time must be right. Okay, and the cosine and the sine and the tangent change values, but we can do it all time if we have a right triangle. Okay, all time we have to have a right triangle, and we can calculate sine of C or cosine of C of A, of cosine of A, sine of A, and tangent of A. Okay, let me take another activity. First, let me take another activity about trigonometry. In this activity, I have a right triangle. All time we have to get a right triangle to work trigonometry. And I have here the sides EC and CD and ED. Okay, if I want to calculate the value of the angle C, if I want to calculate how to calculate the value of the angle C, first I can calculate the sine of the angle. Let me get my calculator first. Okay, to calculate the angle C, what I have to do? I have to calculate sine C. Sine of angle C is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse, so 4 over 93 over 8. Here I put menu 1. You can see here the screen of the calculator. Opposite is 4.93 over the hypotenuse is 8. This one is the value of sine C. If I want to calculate the angle C, I put here shift sine, so we get here sine minus 1 of answer. That means the answer before, and we put equal we get the value. This one is the value of the angle, so sine minus 1 to get the value of the angle, 38 degree. Okay, let me show you. Here the angle is 38.06 is approximate value. Okay, the exact value is 38.04. If I want to calculate the angle C by another way, I can do it by cosine, for example. How? Cosine of angle C is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine of angle C is adjacent 6 over 6.3 over hypotenuse over 8. This one is the value of cosine. If I want to get the angle, I can make shift cosine of the answer, and we get the same value. You will see that 38 degree. 38 degrees the value of the angle C. Okay, if I change the values of the sides, okay, also I can calculate the tangent. How? I can calculate the angle. How? Very easy. I can use sine or cosine or tangent. Let me use now tangent. To use tangent C is opposite over adjacent. This one is the opposite sides of the angle C, and this one is the adjacent sides. Opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 6.96 over the adjacent 3.95. This one is the value of the tangent. To get the angle, we make shift tangent. So a shift tangent of the answer, and we get here 60.4. Okay, so this one is the angle. How to find the angle? So to find the angle, you can use tangent minus 1, sine minus 1, or cosine minus 1, and we can calculate any angle we want. Thank you to see this video.